Okay, check testing, check 1, 2. Give me a second. I guess that sounds okay. But we are back with another stream that I was hoping to do yesterday. It didn't happen. And I wasn't sure about today. But I got some energy. We're going to get it going today. But I hope everybody's well. If you're watching this live stream, the replay, as always, say you're welcome, more than welcome to leave comments in the comments of the original video. Moving forward. And as always, the stream is always dependent on who may pop up in the comments to basically keep the stream engaging, because I, for one, don't like to just be streaming and nobody's here to keep the stream engaged. But hopefully some folks will be able to pop in and say hello. Streaming. Okay. Give me a split moment. Okay, so let's jump into it. I hope y'all like my well, it's not mine, but I'm gonna remove my. I love this I really did love this this meme that this social media page called Star Wars The High Ground meme page. It's on social media. Look them up. They're hilarious. I love this joint. I really, really do. But today, we're going to talk about our predictions for tomorrow, as I will definitely look to try to keep this stream roughly an hour. If it goes over, it just depends on who may pop in. If it's under an hour, it's because I'm doing all the talking. Nobody popped in. Nobody left. Nobody decided to share their thoughts and predictions and stuff. And I may even probably just got super tired because I'm sitting now, because I've been moving around and didn't get much sleep last night. So my hope is that I can do at least an hour. We'll see what happens. So, but yeah, the predictions for episode 10 of Andor, because we will be prepared. I will be live streaming my live reaction to episode 10 tomorrow at 3 a.m. Hopefully we start on time. I've been struggling to do that. Usually start roughly 10 minutes after or whatever, but trying to start at 3 a.m. is the plan. So let's see. Where could we start? Where should we start? Obviously, I want to say, and again, guys, as always, I hope you're doing well today. Obviously, we'll focus on this real quick, and that is specifically, the. I want to say. Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure that the music wasn't overpowering. I want to say, per what we're seeing, where honestly, guys, I believe that this is the episode where the the breakout happens. I don't want to believe that the breakout is going to be 2 episodes. I want to say it's just one. And I want to say, like how episode 9 was this past week, where it was going back and forth in between Cassian, the prison, and various other places. But it was we were finally getting some core things within the prison itself. I want to say that episode 10 tomorrow, if it's a 40 plus minute episode, maybe at least 20 minutes of episode 10 will be focusing on them actually escaping. Roughly maybe 10 minutes, we will see them actually building up to it. And then the final half, that other 10 minutes of episode 10 will be showing them breaking out. The hope, of course, is that not many lives are lost, specific key ones like Kino. We know for a fact that too, and I think I did grab this image just before the stream, where Melshi, give me a second. This here, I just gotta fix it. Well, technically you could read it from here, but we're talking about Melshi, and he's the key character in Rogue One. We know for sure that he is gonna be like one of the main ones that survive, and I just feel like because of how he was approaching Cassian at the beginning when he first got here. I guess it's kind of interesting that he's been like a background character, I want to say, for the most part, and he's been just like saying specific things and having various reactions to his character. But I do want to believe, guys, is that maybe within these last 3 episodes that Melshi and Cassian build a relationship. That's what I'm thinking is going to occur as we walk into season 2. So we'll see what happens with that. But I want to say we're gonna gain more stuff. What's going on, Zach? How are you, dude? I hope Jim Bach survives. He's been the kindest. Yeah, right. Yeah, definitely. Why not? How are you today, Zach? Hope you're doing well today. Hope your Tuesday has been kind to you. Now there are various memes that have been created. I just need to re-share this one just because it's hilarious. I did share it in the community tab. I think it was yesterday, the day before. Twister Cassian, right? I hope we won this game, but we know he didn't win at the beginning. Back in episode 7. Also too, yeah, you're welcome. Glad you're doing good. Also too, we want to actually predict that Kino is going to survive. That is literally the hope, because of what he what he went through here in last week's episode. We want to believe that Kino, and with Cassian, what he was talking to and communicating with Kino throughout the episode, he was getting in his ear. He was basically watering the plant of doubt within the system that Kino has been living under. And of course, him hoping that he has less than that year. We want to hope that Kino survives the prison break, and maybe a couple other characters. Like you're saying, Zach. Jim Balk, and like I was saying before, Melshi. We know that, again. Obviously, we know that Melshi is one of the main ones that does. But again, the hope is that Kino does survive. That's the hope. I'm hopeful that he does. I want him to. Why not? And again, once again, I want to let me see. I just want to say R.I.P. to the homie Olaf. He fought hard as he could, but his body just, you could just tell fairly early in the beginning of the scenes for episode 9. It just sucked. Now something interesting that I am finding out about over the past few days, and I touched on this in the stream last week, talking about Cyril and Dedra. Now there have been a plethora of memes going around, comedic memes, and some folks actually believe. There are people that actually believe, and I'm hopeful that this does not occur between Cyril and our girl Dedra, is that they will not build a bond, they will not build a relationship where it's, because to me it feels like it will be forced. I believe that various other fans of the show more than likely would agree with me, just because of how they made his character approach her right outside of the ISB. Because like I said in last week's stream, is that he could have just, if he was so, like obsessed with going after Cashin, why didn't he call the number of the ISB to bother them? Why was he stalking Dedra so much? Shelf Warmer, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. I'm hopeful that episode 10 will be even better than how episode 9 was this past week. That is my hope. I just honestly, guys, I do believe that most of episode 10 will be the prison breakout. If it's of like a 40+ minute episode, that like at least 20 minutes of it will be the breakout. But again, there are fans of the show who are watching who literally feel like this moment, y'all should have seen the memes. If y'all seen them, cool. But if you haven't, I wish I had grabbed them and saved them. There are various memes out there that are people are suggesting that Dedra liked and was enthralled by how Cyril approached her, and I'm just sitting back like, yeah, I don't think I don't think that's the case. Like, they're literally shipping those two in such a way. And maybe we will get more Bix in episode 10, because once they did what they did with her, they just like shoved her to the side. And I feel like, Bix shouldn't have been just like, because again, they just gave her like a couple of scenes, but they didn't really do anything with her character. And I was like, that's interesting, right? But, per what they did with that like white noise mechanism that they attached to her head, how like when you really remember the scene when the music was playing, and they actually, once they like literally put it on her head and the music just stopped, you were just waiting with bated breath, like what's getting ready to happen. But again, they give us the glimpse of what the sound actually sounds like when when Gorst turned it on. At least they gave us that. But again, my hope is that we get just a little bit more of Bix in episode 10. A little bit more Marva. Why not? I actually want to. I'm hopeful that she's doing okay. That's my hope. I think Karn is like a school shooter, like a rebel, but an Empire simp. Rogue element that's out of control. The Empire, he might assassinate Mothma's husband by mistake. I honestly want to believe, like, for Cyril, because I talked about it in last week's stream. I want to believe that he is going to get back in with the good graces of the Empire. He's going to actually have the face-to-face one-on-one with Cassian. And then, they may have a scuffle, and then something happens to where he realizes that the Empire just like pushed him off to the side, and he just like ends up joining the rebellion. But I feel like he would join the Empire this season, and then he would end up joining the rebellion in season 2. But we don't know. We really don't know what's gonna happen. I forgot to do, because I just been like running around so much. What I forgot to do is I forgot to, because there's a specific trailer that popped out or something like that, just giving us a preview for episode 10. I saw a brief spot of it. Interesting stuff. I'm not going to go into spoilers about it. If you want to check it out, definitely do so. But it looks interesting for sure. And I will, Kino, he definitely says something specific in that trailer. Not sure if they're going to keep that, because we do know that trailers are can be misleading, and they just put stuff in a specific trailer, and then they remove it in the actual show or movie. Sometimes that's just what they do. So we'll see what happens if they keep what he said in that teaser trailer for episode 10. Like I said, I've been running around so much I didn't even get a chance to even put a video together to even talk about it, or just hype it, just to hype us up for episode 10 in several hours from now. So yeah, I will say though, Surreal's mother has done a good job as a character. She, she's a mom. What can I say? Moms want, nothing but the best for you. For those specific moms that are actually, looking to be in your life and to be your mom, and not to like, mess with your head or, whatever the case. Or not be your mom. But I feel like, Surreal's mom, she's tough on him, hard on him. She wants the best for him. It just sucks that she talks down to him a lot, though. So that's why I'm saying, as a character, she's doing her job. She's causing me to be like, man, like, this sucks that he's home with his mom. She's talking down to him about his life. And it's just like, man, like, why you gotta be like that, mom? Why you gotta be mom like that, So that's what I'm thinking. Surreal is gonna be in episode 10. I just don't know what they're gonna do. If anything, they may have him and Dedra have another scene. But I honestly, guys, I for real do feel like she should just like, she really should just like, because she talks about it, like I could have you arrested this time, third. Well then, if he pops up in front of your face, do it again. Well, I mean, not do it again, but actually, actually do it. Actually, just like say, okay, we're gonna. I was wondering what that was. I couldn't believe. It's not that. Let's see. I'm gonna pull up an image from episode 8, because I did talk about this though. We talked about this last week's stream. But the arrival, with them arriving at the jail, the prison. The question is, how are they going to escape? They have to have somebody specific on the outside, like, well, not on the outside, but like paying attention to when new arrivals coming. That's what I talked about in last week's stream, in the discussion of episode 9. I want to believe that they're going to at least go that route to find out when new arrivals come in. Somebody had mentioned it in last week. I think it was Isaac. I can't remember. Somebody specific that said, well, maybe they don't use specific new arrivals when the quote unquote fresh meat come walking through the door. Maybe they'll use a ship that has nothing but droids on it. That could probably be the case. Kyle, how are you? If you are still here, how are you? You left a dot or something like that, a period or something like that in the comments. Hope you're doing well. Because they can't, obviously, guys, they cannot swim. There's literally, when I pull up this other image, they can't swim. There is land, but it just looks like, I think this is it right here. Yeah, so out here there's land, but they have a ways to go to get from, wherever, whichever side of the current prison that they're at. Glad you're doing well, dude. Wherever they are at, there's no boats. There's nothing. It's just water before they get to land. So they can't swim. They have to get on a ship. So it's either going to be a ship with new arrivals or a ship with droids. That's just what we were talking about last week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when episode 10 arrives. I'm hoping that it's going to be a 40+ minute episode. Technically, I wouldn't mind it being a 50+ minute episode. Wouldn't mind that at all. Let's see. Give me a moment. I'm just going to pull up episode 9 images here. Now, the one question that I do wonder is, per Mon Mothma, per her going to the Senate, having specific conversations with the Senate, I'm curious, will we get more Senate stuff? Because again, the Senate scenes have been very short. And I want to believe, I did a video. You're welcome, Kyle. I did a video last week talking about the Senate and it falling apart, and adding what Tarkin said in A New Hope, where Palpatine had fully dismantled the Senate by the time A New Hope arrived, for many in theaters. But I want to, like I said, I want to believe that, because people are wondering and questioning, would Palpatine be in the show? He technically only needs to be in one scene. And, of course, it could be literally how Mon Mothma's here talking to the crowd. But we technically don't need him, though. We don't need him in the show. But if they did have him pop up, it would be specifically at the Senate. And that's it. Just to address them real briefly, real quick, and then, who knows? Yeah, what's going on, Isaac? How are you today? Hope you're doing well, dude. Yeah, it is. It really is hard to say. But we'll see what happens when things get moving forward. And I want to believe, as well, per the trailer, before the actual show dropped, because they did show this in that teaser trailer for episode 10. Glad you're doing well, dude. I'm going to be bringing up Saw in a little bit, too. Where are you? Here we go. Yeah, here it is. It's the image from last week that I put together. Just spliced together some screenshots. So I honestly want to believe this is the spot, because after re-looking at this, it does look like they've been cutting at this one specific pipe for longer than what Caching was doing here, from what we saw. But I feel like this is the area where we see, per the trailer and the actual teaser for episode 10 that they pushed out, that they that this might be the area where Cassian goes and like does something specific, and it causes this like little miniature explosion. But I could be wrong. I'm just guessing as to maybe saying that this is where it's going to happen. It's also still unclear when we'll see the space battles. Yeah, the other mission that Luthen had going on. Right. That's probably actually that's supposed to be 10. The little miniature teaser trailer that they pushed off for episode 10, they actually showed Luthen in his ship doing the laser thing with his ship. So that actually the space battle does happen in the next episode. And I'm gonna look it up. I'm not gonna pull it up here because I don't want the stream to get blocked, just being honest. Now this is give me a second. I'll let y'all listen to this. And you just imagine. So Kino is it could be an edit, right? It could be. Kino is talking to the guys. He's talking to the whole room. Yeah, posted by Twitter. Yeah. Posted by Star Wars Twitter. So I'm gonna play it and you can hear Kino talking. Just have it in the background.
There is only then and now. There is only one way out. Play it how you want. But I'm gonna assume I'm already dead. And take it from there. There's no sense in warning the night shift. They'll hear about it one way or another soon enough. Let's make it look good.
Wow. There's a lot to unpack in just this one scene. There's a lot to unpack in that one scene. Because there was a specific thing where it timed, where they were basically waiting for the cue to step, because they were all inside their bunks while Kino was talking, and then once he literally put a period on his sentence, that's when the cue was for them to start moving. Exactly, Shelf. Hyped, right? But I do not like, because we just talked about it. I said the hope is that Kino survives the prison break. He literally, what did he just say? He said that you might as well assume that I'm already dead. Darn it, did he have to say that? Because now we're sort of now coming to a point where we're like, oh man, now we're actually assuming, like highly assuming, that Kino is not going to survive. But as always, you know, this moment with the doctor, amping up the Andor hype to 11 on for this episode. Yeah, they, you know, per this scene alone at the end of episode 9 last week, you know, this was the drawing point. This is the reason why he's giving that speech to the guys as they're preparing. What did he say? Let's make it look good. Now that could technically be him saying like, all right, we're just going to go out here and fake it till we make it. We're going to act like how Cassian was telling him last week. We have to make them act like we don't know what we know. We're just gonna go out here and do our job. Right, right, exactly. Better to die on your feet than to die on your knees. Exactly. Right. Again, I'm taking images from episode 9 last week. But I'm just like Kino's telling the guys, like, we got to make this look good. So they got to go out there, fake it till we make it. Go out there, do the job, do it well. Don't look suspicious. I'm wondering, like, who's gonna be the person that actually cues in. Will, the homie, what's going on, legend? How are you today? Hope you're doing well. So yeah, if they go out here and they like I was saying, if they fake it till they make it, and then I'm wondering who would be the person to say, let's do it now. Like, who's the actual person, the signaler to say, like, all right, let's start the actual prison break mission. Who would that be? I'm curious about that. Like, I'm wondering, like, between the it's all good. It's all good, Will. You're fine, legend. It's all good. What was I saying? Oh, I'm wondering, like, when they even maybe after or prior to what Kino said. Did, like, Kino talk to Cassian, to Jimbok, to this maybe Cassian's table 5. What did they pick specific people to be in specific spots, and what did Kino say to them, because he knows probably most of the system and how things function. I want to say he doesn't know all of everything about every single area in the prison, just specific key things. He did say, no more than 12 as far as, the guards and stuff like that. So I'm just curious. Like I said before, they need a ship. Are they going to go for a ship with droids? Are they going to go for a ship with new arrivals? Does Kino know when new arrivals actually come in? Does he get a phone call before, during the shift, before the shift, the day before? I'm just curious and wondering what he gets reported to him that he's basically supposed to keep to himself. Do the other managers does Kino and the other managers have conversations with each other? Who are those specific managers? Do they have a sit down at lunch during a lunch break, or a conversation standing next to the water cooler? I'm just like I said, guys. I'm just curious and wondering. So now we're gonna go to the ISB, because they've done it so well with the ISB, and have just been, like, so, like, on point with a lot of things with the ISB. The one thing that I was hoping that we would have seen, but we didn't get a chance to see, and that was Callus, Agent Callus. We didn't see him. So that's probably not going to happen. And if it does happen, probably in season 2, because I don't think it's going to be. We only have 3 episodes. I don't think it's going to be here, unless they tease it towards the end, like in episode 12 or something like that. The one thing that I was intrigued and wondering, now I have to backtrack. To, like, episode 4. Give me a moment, because that one I didn't come prepared for that. I just grab some images and stuff. And that is Blevin. Because remember, Partagas tells Dedra, tells our girl, well played, watch your back. Blevin's been another character pushed to the wayside. We haven't even seen Blevin since he got Morlana one taken off of him. He could be a cat waiting in the bushes for his prey, like a tiger or panther, you know. I was actually hoping that there would be some, backlash for how Dedra was able to get Morlana one in her full, in her whole hands, to be able to do what she's been doing over the course of the past 2 episodes. And again, Blevin has been pushed to the wayside. We haven't seen him. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's fully just done with the show. Right. Has he possibly talked to Legret or June or anybody else in the room off to the side? Is there a specific plan in place for them to possibly come after Dedra, whether she succeeds at the mission or not? So I'm still curious about that, because I've been meaning to do a video on him, and I'm more than likely going to do one soon. I'm actually off the next 5 days, guys, so I have plenty of time to do a video on his character. But we're just talking about it now. So I'm really, really curious. I'm wondering what Blevin has been up to since episode 4. I'm just very curious about that. Because that was the other thing that I wanted to talk about was Legret, because he had gotten his specific thing taken off of him in episode 4, and I was like, they would literally show him in these ISB scenes after the fact. He didn't have any lines for a good bit until Dedra started to come in and start doing her thing. That is true. You would hope. I do want to say though too that as another prediction for episode 10, that it may not be like something that we get immediately, because now I'm actually switching them on Mothma now. So now, because they mentioned Krieger 3 times over the past 2 weeks that we're going to see Krieger meet up with Mon Mothma. And I want to say that it's more so a thing of towards the end of episode 10. Like a cliffhanger. Ends on a cliffhanger. Krieger shows up and then they're just like, he says something like, "Oh, you're Mothma, we finally get to meet up. Always wanted to meet you," or something like that. And then the episode ends. I want to say that the build up that they've been talking about with Krieger, again, first being mentioned with between Luthen and Saw, again, such a great scene between the two. And they bring up Krieger in last week's episode with the ISB conversation between Partagas and Dedra and crew, that they mention his character. That lets me know that he's going to be coming. So I want to say that more so Krieger isn't going to show up in episode 10 at all, except for towards the end for just a split, like 5 to 10 seconds, and then the episode ends. That's just a prediction on my end. But who knows for sure? You can't really tell with this stuff. Have it, but sorry guys, I didn't come prepared for this spot that I wanted to use. And I'll just use this image here. And is of Saul. I'm wondering, will we see him again? Because they showed the trailer where he talks to Luthen. He's like, let's call it war. They took that. I want to say that was specifically for the scene that we got, but who knows for sure? Maybe we will see Saul again. Maybe he'll come to Luthen's rescue. Well, because again, like I said, per that trailer, looks like Luthen is actually fighting, in space, for this episode to come, and maybe Saul comes to his rescue anyway, even in the midst of him saying, good luck with Krieger. Can't find the promo videos on either Star Wars Twitter. That kind of sucks. See, I can't even share a freaking link in the comments. I just type in, I'd say, Isaac, if you can, type in, maybe word it this way, Andor episode 10 trailer, and videos should just pop up. I literally got 2 right here at the forefront. This one, and maybe look up Star Wars Coffee, the channel. Star Wars Coffee has the trailer that they uploaded, just that one specific scene 4 hours ago. That's why I'm saying I want to believe that Saul still shows up anyway. Maybe something specific happens to where he's just like, all right, you know what? Let's join up with each other. Let's go do this, and let's get it. Let's get this done. Let's shut the Empire down. That's actually the name of the channel, Star Wars Coffee. And all you have to do is just the channel should pop up, and it looks like he has like a Star Wars Starbucks. He has like a Starbucks logo slash that's wording the Star Wars name, Star Wars Coffee. He actually put the trailer there up. Now, Lauren has been great. I was supposed to put a video together about Lauren, but I still will eventually. Um, Lauren, he has been basically great in live action form, except for, again, as I always say, the hope is that, we would have gotten Lauren talking in a narrator Lauren voice. But of course, that didn't happen. And that's okay. But I have loved all the scenes that they've had him in over the past 2 weeks. Like I've talked about in a couple of in a couple of videos and in a couple of the past live streams, like I would at least not mind them mentioning Grand Admiral Thrawn, because he is my favorite non-Force user in the Star Wars universe. He is definitely a character that is like a mainstay here on the channel, that I would definitely look to do other specific videos on. I can't wait for the Ahsoka series to come out, because I'm really looking forward to seeing how they're going to portray my homie Thrawn in live action form, because they are keeping a really tight knit grip and being really hush hush on who is specifically playing Thrawn, because they haven't even mentioned an actor's name at all, even though rumors are floating around that it's Matt's the actor who actually played Thrawn in Rebels, as far as the voice acting is concerned. Because I just got a comment. One of my videos, somebody believes that that the homies, I'm actually pulling back up. And I think somebody else talked about this, or maybe a couple other commenters. They said that they feel like Tacoma couldn't be trusted. I actually believe that he can be. It's just that he's gone the route that he went and nothing worked, and now he's deciding to go with Krieger. It's just, what are the odds that Krieger gets mentioned by Luthen and Saw, and then he mentions, Mothma meeting Krieger, and then, they also mention Krieger with the ISB in the conversation there. But now somebody literally just commented saying that they don't believe that Krieger can, that Tacoma can be trusted. But I honestly feel like that he could be. It's just that, But hey, there are specific actors that portray characters very well, and then they catch you off guard. And yeah, they're just like, boom. They're like, you were a bad guy this whole time, or you were a good guy this whole time. You just couldn't really tell, because you did your job and did it well. So I'm curious and wondering what more of the conversation will be between Tay and Mon Mothma moving forward. I guess what's going on? How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm curious and wondering what this conversation between these two will be roughly after the Krieger meeting. I want to say that Tay's going to be there because he needs to introduce Mothma to him. He wants to come to the house here. So what is that conversation going to be, and what is the conversation going to be between Tay and Mon Mothma after Krieger leaves? Because I honestly believe, like I've talked about in last week's stream, that Mon Mothma is just upset that she has to get her hands dirty. It is what it is. She has to get that done to be able to do what she needs to do. Specifically with that 400,000 those credits that she is looking to do with or get back, or whatever it is that she's really worried about, stressing over. It's interest rates, right? Yeah, interest rates. And I do find it interesting though, guys, that we had the show start off with specific characters, and once the show shifted in a specific direction, we haven't seen these characters anymore, because now we're actually focused on the actual key ones. But I'm still curious and wondering what those other characters that were in the show, what they're doing now. Specifically back on Ferrex, how people of Ferrex are doing, and stuff like that. And once again, Gorst, this guy here, he loves his job. That's how scary this dude is. His little wave to Bix. When Dedra introduced us to his character, you can tell that he loves his job a lot. Checking out, I think Star Wars Coffee is a fan channel. Yeah. Not officially connected. Yeah. They just, like I said, they shared that specific clip for episode 10. So yeah. But that scene was still a fun little small clip for episode 10. I really enjoyed that. Very intenseful. Very, very intenseful indeed. And again, I'm just like, Dak, like, why did Kino have to say what he said in that scene? And I was just talking about, like, Kino needs to, would love for Kino to survive, But Gorst, he loves his job. A lot. And he may be one of those people that, he probably experimented on animals and stuff like that before getting into experimenting on humans, humanoids, and whatever, to see pain tolerances and how they react to stimulus stuff. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So this guy loves his job a lot. And again, poor Bix, because we can only imagine the pain that she went through in that moment in time. Oh, of course, got to talk about Vel, right? Vel and Cinta. Will we see their characters in episode 10? Probably, more than likely. Because they're, per her and Mothma's conversation, finding out that they're related, being cousins. And, Vel, is a part of that, that money pool of the family. Either one of them recruited the other, or both of them decided to recruit each other to do this rebellion thing. Um, what what's the next step for Vel and Senta, at least, since the the group themselves pretty much they're all gone except for just her, Senta, Cassian, and then of course you have Clea and Luthen um, that are left. So I'm wondering what they will be doing moving forward. I want to say they'll more than likely just be like off on a specific planet, hiding out, trying to lay low. That's my guess for those two specific characters. Clea might be doing the same, but Luthen, as we know, will be more than likely flying the ship around, trying to escape and do his thing. He might be actually, maybe possibly even per what we see in the scene, he might actually he might find out where Cassian is being held up at, and he goes to basically go rescue him. And that is the other thing, guys. We did not see Luthen or Clea in episode 9 last week. Right. Right. Like I said, I want to say that while I would say that they'll eventually be hiding out, even though they're the mission, Senta is still, because again, they don't know where that Cassian has been held up for 2 months now. I think it is 2 months. He's been in jail, and he's already getting ready to get. He's already getting ready to get out. He hasn't even gotten nowhere near what you call it. I wanted to mention this. I don't think I did last week. This laser here. Since we'll also receive word from Clea Luthen at some point, see if she can get into it. Yeah. Sorry, I was yawning. I want to say that I'm just guessing, assuming that this laser pointer thing could be used in the breakout. Just a thought. Somebody might use it. Just feeling like it could be a thing of use in episode 10. We'll see in, several hours from now. I forgot to mention that last week. See, he consumed them. Took some time to grow another stellar. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking for because I was talking about that. So we know for sure that when Cassian got here at the prison, he was scoping out various things automatically, just like it was like second nature for him, basically. He's looking around, trying to figure things out, you know. Yeah, exactly. Literally what I was thinking when I was watching episode 9 and episode 80. I just forgot to mention it. Like they could use that as a weapon. But again, Cassian looking around, he was automatically looking for ways to basically escape. That was the feeling that I got while watching him arrive here at the prison in episode 8. So he might mention that in this week's episode. He might. We'll see. So I'm just like curious, wondering, hopeful. Bring myself back on. Sorry, I had to put my cover over because it's cold. Yeah, so I am you know, curious and wondering what we're gonna be getting here in this episode. I wanna hope that it's 50 plus minutes long of an episode. If anything, the shortest that we'll get is roughly 40 plus minutes, and the prison break itself will be roughly 20 minutes, roughly up to 10 minutes of the build up, getting specific people to agree to do it. There might be some pushback. Maybe even Melshi might push back, because again, like I said, Melshi eventually does indeed join with Cassian in the rebellion. But as of right now, his character is just like, yeah, I'm just like, don't do this, don't do that, blah blah blah. So yeah, again, hopefully Kino survives. Other specific characters, Jinbok, all of that. Hopefully, many of them survive this breakout. But of course, we know that there's some that won't. Hopefully, again, like I said, Dedra, Cyril, that specific relationship that they have won't go past where it is, because like I said, I don't want to have it feel like it was that we're forced into a relationship, like a specific boyfriend girlfriend relationship type of thing. Because I just did not like how Cyril was portrayed in last week's episode. Because like I said, he could have just picked up the phone, or however they communicate, just called, the ISB and bugged them every day, and not approach Dedra the way that he did. Of course, definitely we want to get more ISB scenes, and hopefully even if it's just one scene, because like I said, I honestly feel like episode 10 will be just like more just focused on the actual escape. So we'll see what happens with that. And then of course, Mon Mothma and her meeting Krieger. I feel like Krieger will be the cliffhanger for episode 10, walking into episode 11 for the following week. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, we're going to have Luthen out in space fighting the Empire, taking them out left and right, because he's probably more than likely heading to where he more likely figures out where Cassian is, and that's why he's heading in that direction. Why, he's using the ship to react the way that he's reacting against the Empire and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. But I am actually getting tired, guys. I need to get ready to lay down and go to sleep, because again, like I said, 6, 7, 8 hours from now, I got to get up at 2:30 in the morning, get mentally ready, because half hour later, live streaming here on the channel, live reaction to Andor episode 10, and I can't wait for that. And again, like I said, hopefully Saul will be there as well in the episode. That's my hope, because we got to keep hope alive, right? Like A New Hope back in 1977. So if anybody has any other predictions, speak up in the comments below, in the stream and in the replay. I'll definitely check those out. I literally see many people comment. There are other commenters that pop in later that I see later. I try my best to at least react to those comments, especially if I can dig what they're saying, and kind of understand where they're coming from. So if you ever leave comments, if you're a subscriber to the channel, if you ever leave comments on the channel itself, just know that I will definitely look to respond, because that's just who I am. I'm like, you spoke in my direction or on the channel, you deserve to, you can't think of any predictions. That's fine. It's totally fine. Again, it's always if you have any. Yeah, I definitely will. I'll try. Because like I said, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well last night. So I just had the feeling that I will tonight. I don't want to go to bed just yet. if I could just push for another half hour, I should be alright. At least because it's almost 8. It's almost 7:30 where I'm at on the East Coast here, so I can just push at least until 8 o'clock. I should be good. I should be knocked out. Speaking of which, let me just double check, make sure that my alarm, it is set for specific time, so I can get a shower and prep for the episode. So yeah. So all in all, Cyril and Desra's relationship will stay where it's at. He's gonna get with the Empire. That's my prediction for him. I don't think it's gonna happen in this episode. But more so closer, maybe episode 11, maybe episode 12. He finally gets in, he sees Cassian, they have that scuffle or whatever that's gonna happen, conversation, whatever, and then eventually, at some point in season 2, he joins. Because I really don't think Cyril's gonna get off here in season 1. I don't think. Mon Mothma was gonna meet with Krieger the end of the episode 10. Not too sure how that's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna be a long scene. I just really think it's the cliffhanger scene with like 30 seconds left, and that's when he just pops up. He's like, Mon Mothma, I've been waiting for you to have a conversation with you, blah blah blah, and then the scene ends. But we'll see what happens. Saul showing up, I think he will, and that might be closer to the end of the episode as well, because Luthen is going in the direction of Cassian. Not sure who's gonna get taken out in the prison break itself, but hopefully the key specific characters don't, and they can live on to another day, another episode. And of course, our girl Dedra, she'll continue to do her thing, and hopefully we'll see a little bit more Yularen. Definitely want to see Partagas. Again, as always, guys, I'm hopeful that they will give us an ISB show moving forward. Maybe if you have a Dedra featured in it, including Partagas as well, that would be dope. And maybe, like I said, maybe we will see Blevin come back into the fold. Maybe Blevin will come back and look to act some revenge on Dedra for taking his project, taking Merlana one off of his hands. So, again, he is in charge of 6 sections. Well, technically sectors. Technically, it's 5 now, because that one specific sector was taken off his hands and given to our girl Dedra. So we'll see what happens with that. And maybe we'll see more of Cyril and his mother. Who knows for sure if that will go down. She'll give him some more cereal. We'll see what happens with that. Because I do love, I forgot to mention this too. I do love how when she said to him, like, you were ignoring me, and he started, drinking the milk out of the bowl real loudly. That was purposeful. That was hilarious. So yeah, those are pretty much all of my predictions for episode 10. We got roughly 6+ hours left before the debut of the episode. I can't wait. Roughly 7 hours, whichever comes first. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. And then once, like I said, live stream it here on the channel. I'm gonna do my best to keep the volume down, because the live stream last week got blocked because I had my TV up loud and it was playing like music. That's what I want to say, was the music was playing more so than just like people talking, the characters talking, the scenes going on. Because I did not have the scene playing on the stream at all. It was just in the background. So I'm gonna try keep my TV down, subtitles on, and we're just gonna roll with however long the episode is. And then after that, do a brief, 5-10 minute thought response to the episode, and then I'm just going to dive right into roughly 4 or 5+ hours of working on roughly 3 videos for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 1 upload a day. That's the plan. But But Isaac, Agus, Will, Kyle, Shelf, Zach, everybody who popped in today, thanks for showing up. Definitely appreciate it. Hope you all, your week is going well so far since it's still early and fresh. Again, like I said, I'm off the next 5 days. I really needed a mental break, to be honest. But, Star Wars is a mental break for me because it's my favorite fiction in the world out of any. I love talking about it, which is why I created the channel. But thanks for stopping by, guys. If you're up several hours from now, stop on by the channel. It's going to be a watch party. I'm going to be watching here. You can watch on another device. We can just chop it up, talk about it, give our thoughts, and then prepare for episode 11 the following week. And then, like I said, I'm going to just be pushing out roughly 3 videos and maybe a separate video not pertaining to Andor itself on Saturday. That's what I'm thinking. It's just not for sure on what that topic is going to be. Not too for sure. But I'm getting ready to get out. You're welcome, Shelf. You're welcome. Definitely. It's been real. It's real with y'all. Definitely. But I'm about to be out. Like I said, I'm going to give myself like a half hour to kind of just push through. Probably do something around the house real quick just to kind of wake me up a little bit. Because I'm literally, guys, I'm fighting to stay awake. I really am. Because I know if I lay down, it's a wrap. I'm going to dreamland and my alarm will go off. I think I'm just going to sleep throughout the night. I'm hopeful because sometimes I do battle insomnia sometimes, so that sucks. But, I'm believing that I'm going to sleep good tonight. But, all right, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. Enjoy the rest of your evening, noon, and night. And remember, the Force will be with you always. Peace, guys.